Welcome to the Beauty and You podcast, a safe place created for all women to come relax, get inspired, and be constantly reminded that they have not lost the ability to be who they once were. Join us as we dive into the true meaning of rediscovery through inspiring guests and topics such as healing, self-love, and creating a positive mindset. So sit back, relax, and get comfortable as we dive into this week's episode. Here's your host, Chiquita Mack.
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Beauty in You podcast. I am super excited for this journey, you guys. We are definitely going to get into motherhood, rediscovery, finding your voice, and just being on your own. Our guest today is amazing. We've been Insta sisters, I'll say, for quite a while now, and I know she has such a remarkable journey to share, as well as some great lessons for you to take down. Our guest today is a wonderful, amazing esthetician. Lord help me, I say it wrong all the time, as well as a beauty educator. And she is a wife. And I also said a very, very, very lovely mother. Welcome, Sara Botta. How are you, Mama?
Oh, thank you, Chiquita, for having me. I am so grateful for you reaching out to have me on here today. I have to say that it was definitely a surprise to see that email. Yeah, I obviously follow you and have followed you for a long time, and I love everything that you're doing. I love your mission and your values, and so I'm just really happy to be able to have a chat with you today.
Oh, thank you. I'm super excited. Like I said, you just have such a wonderful story. I love your family. You guys are beautiful and always having so much fun. And I just know that you have so many lessons to share with everyone, and they just need to hear your story. So, with that, can you take me on a little journey of your rediscovery journey?
Sure. So a little bit about me, just sort of quick, in brief history. I am a licensed esthetician and have been working in the treatment room for almost 20 years at the same location. So I'm here in New Jersey, about 20 minutes outside of Philadelphia. And I have transitioned into educating for a skincare brand. It's called Ultraceuticals, and it is an Australian-based professional cosmetic or cosmeceutical brand. It launched here in 2020. And from that moment, as soon as they started launching in the US, I've had the pleasure of educating for them and taking the brand all over the country. But of course, I am a wife. I've been married for 10 years. No, what are we going on? Oh my gosh, 14 years.
Yeah,
I'm like, what year are we in?
I know it.
It's great because we got married we started dating in 2000. So we've been together for almost 24 years. And
Wow.
we got married in 2010. So I should be able to remember how long we've been married and dating because it's always on that, year. If it's 24, it's
Mhm.
4 years. So yes. And my daughter is 8, or well, she will be 8 at the end of the month. So I've been juggling all the things and sort of kind of creating this whole new way of life, I guess, between each stage of just being in my career and building that, then becoming a wife, and then, of course, a mother. And, it's been a great journey, but it's definitely been a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Such a roller coaster. I find that we're always kind of on a rediscovery journey, no matter what part of our lives we're in. Like we're trying to find ourselves and find that balance. And it's definitely like up and down, like roller coasters. And some days you really love it. And some days, well, I'll speak for myself. Some days I really love it, and sometimes I don't.
Yeah, absolutely. I would totally agree. I think when you asked me sort of what my rediscovery moment was,
Mhm.
I immediately sort of went back to that moment about 3 years ago, or, within this 3-year period of me educating for a brand, because it is such a different direction that I've been taking, that it's really just sort of, I'll just kind of go back to what that means. So for me to educate for this skincare brand, it means that I go to a lot of different spas and salons all over the country. So I'm traveling fairly often, probably, it comes and goes, but I could be away, 1 or 2 weeks out of the month, not a full week, but a few days. And along with still being in the treatment room at the spa, but of course, that's sort of taking me away from the family. But it's been something that has really empowered me and completely sort of changed the way that I see myself and what I do, and taken me in this direction that I'm really proud of. But it comes with, again, a lot of those sort of sacrifices or guilty feelings and things of that nature.
Absolutely. That mom guilt sucks. It like really hurts. And I know, I mean, exactly what you feel like. And I don't think that it matters how old they are, you still feel mom guilt, because I feel it all the time. And my oldest is 16, and I still feel the mom guilt. But at the same time, I try to incorporate them into kind of what I'm doing, and with posts and reels and dances and things like that. But it never really goes away. But I have found that speaking to them and kind of letting them know like what mommy's doing and why has helped me a lot. And my daughter can explain to anybody, this is my mom and this is what she does. And I'm like, yeah, okay, she understands, because it just helps a little bit better than versus saying like, I'm doing this and I have to go away and, don't ask me any questions. Communication has really been a big part of kind of filling in that mom guilt. So I would ask you, what have you done to kind of help you with your mom guilt? And what advice would you give another mom that is definitely trying to get out there and face their fears, but they're afraid of that feeling?
Yeah. I think for me, as you just mentioned, honestly, it's communication. I'm grateful that, number one, I have a really supportive husband who is very, very present in parenting, and they have a very close relationship anyway. So she's definitely a daddy's girl.
Love
But
it.
I know that, he has a really positive attitude about what I'm doing, and he speaks positively about what I'm doing to her, and sort of supports me in telling her what's going on and where I'm going and why I'm going. But for her, again, I'm very grateful because she is pretty independent, and as much as I know that she misses me, and she always gives me a little bit of, "Oh, you're going again," or
Yeah.
"I don't want you to go," or "Don't go." It's never a full-on meltdown,
Mhm.
and I know that once I leave, that she's okay. My husband, ensures me that she's not, having some dramatic breakdown.
Mhm.
And when we talk on the phone, she's very upbeat. But I just tell her exactly like you said. I tell her, where I'm going, and I try and make it interesting and fun. And I tell her what I do at my job, and how I'm helping other people, and why that's important, because I think that I really want her to have a sense of, it's important to have your own dreams and your own aspirations, and do something maybe that is out of your comfort zone or that's challenging. And so to show her that that's a good thing. I don't know if she totally processes all of that at 8, but I feel like if she hears it, like your
Mhm.
daughter who is 16 now, I know that she's, I'm sure, very proud of you and all the things that you do. And she, as much as it might have even been subconscious, she's taking that with her, and will show that, through her life too.
I will tell you, they listen more than we think they do. Like we just want like
Yes,
we're like, I
they
hope they get it. I
do.
hope, yeah, I hope they get it. I hope they get it. But they really do listen. And what's amazing about that is like when I do look at my daughter she is like the grown-up me as far as like being confident and like facing her fears, because when I was her age, that wasn't me at all. Like I am still an introvert with certain things, but completely introvert. I don't really talk. I sit in a room. I'm very observant. Like, and there'd be so many things that I always wanted to do, but I would be too afraid to try. And now I'm like, I'm still afraid to do those things, but I do it anyway now. It's a difference. But I teach her, like, you have to step out there. You have to take a chance. You have to have your own. I want you to travel the world. I want you to experience, it's okay to have feelings. It's okay to cry. Because all those things are important. And we want to, at least in my household, is just, break that cycle of like, we don't have to be the traditional, like in the house and cook and clean. And we don't have to, we have goals and aspirations, but we're going to put them on hold. No, I want you to live. I want you to enjoy your life. I want you to be confident and get out there in the world and, make mistakes and learn.
Yeah, I really agree that that sits, very comfortably with me, everything you just
Mhm.
said, because I am exactly the same way.
Mhm.
I was, I would still consider myself an introvert, and I was very quiet and shy growing up. And I didn't really come out of my shell, honestly, until really high school, like late high school. I
Mhm.
started trying new things. But I remember, in like elementary school, like sixth, seventh grade, middle school, being voted like most shy. And
Mhm.
that actually really upset me in a way, because I
Wow.
never considered myself as being, as much as I just said I was shy, but
Mhm.
I didn't really consider myself as shy, or that, that has that sort of negative connotation. I just
Mhm.
have always felt that I'm not the loudest person in the room necessarily, but I have a lot to say or a
Mhm.
lot to contribute. So, going through high school and starting to find my way. And then, of course, I feel like in college, I really found more of who I was. And as a side note, I actually went to school for radio, TV, and film. And
Awesome.
doing that is like, there's this person who like never would do anything. And I'd get so worked up and nervous about like presenting in class or having
Mhm.
to do anything when they would, a teacher would call on you or participate in activities and things. And here I am, going to school for radio, TV, and film. But, I think that again, it's just feeling like I know in my heart I want to do certain things,
Mhm.
and I just have to push myself to do it.
Mhm.
And it makes me so proud and happy to see my daughter, who is, again, a little bit more the opposite of me. Already, she seems to have more confidence and bravery in going out, like to, try sports, or, she played basketball this winter,
Oh.
or tried cheer, and did theater camp last year, and she didn't know anyone that was going
Mhm.
to be there. I would never, ever, ever have in a million years. I probably would never still do that. So I'm just happy that she already has that sort of in her. So hopefully me kind of nurturing that will, and showing her, with what I'm doing, that will just make it even better and easier for her as she goes along.
Yep, and she's doing those things because she's watching her mommy. You're already instilling the goodness in her.
I hope so.
You are. You're doing a great job. You guys look like you're just, like I said, such a good little family. And I know that everything that you're doing, all those values are definitely being instilled in her. And so be proud of yourself, mama. You're so
Thank you. Thank
proud of yourself.
I know. I think that's another thing that I find myself struggling with, and I'm sure a
Mhm.
lot of people and women and moms do, is to accept compliments
Mhm.
and accept, that confidence in yourself and trust that, when people tell you you're doing a great job or
Mhm.
whatever it might be, there's always that first initial feeling of like, no, you're just saying that. Like, no, instead of just being like, thank you.
Mhm.
I appreciate that. You
Receive it, take it
know.
in, enjoy the moment. And I try to preach that a lot. We are always women anyways, we're on the go. we're gonna go, we're gonna go, we're gonna go. We're trying, but we never take like 2 seconds to pause and just like, I'm doing a real good job. Like, I don't know who told y'all what, but I know I'm doing a good job. So you have to definitely give yourself that pat on the back and just receive everything that you're putting out, all the goodness you're putting out. You're gonna receive it back. So receive it, girl. You got it.
Yeah.
Take it all in.
Definitely.
Yes, take it in.
Taking it in.
Yay. I wanted to ask, as you have been on your rediscovery journey, besides fear, what are some challenges that you have faced and how have you overcome them?
That is a good question.
Mhm.
I would say that I would say that something that comes to my mind right off the bat would be the challenge of, so, in a career sort of sense,
Mhm.
the challenges that come along when you start doing something successfully and those around you, maybe colleagues, start to have certain feelings about that.
Mhm.
And it can create some negative situations or energy around what you're doing
Mhm.
and sort of then make you second guess yourself. I don't know if that's ever happened with you,
Oh
but I
yeah.
feel like that's sort of a common thread in talking with friends and things. It could even be friends, it could be family, it could be just someone who's not necessarily doing what
What you're
they're
doing. Mhm.
passionate about or having success. And it can really affect you mentally for
Yep.
sure.
Oh God, yeah. Do I have a story?
I know. I'm like, without being super specific, but no,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
think that's also taught me how to better stand up for myself
Mhm.
and not avoid conflict necessarily, just to sort of hover in the corner if someone's being negative or creating a situation that I will absolutely stand up for myself in a very respectful way, to resolve that conflict as best as I can. Um, but to realize that not everybody's on your side and not everybody's cheering you on, and
Mhm.
that's okay. And it doesn't make me any less, any less capable. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I just
That's
have,
a hard lesson.
yeah,
That's a hard lesson, especially when you think that those that should support you, right, don't support you and they don't necessarily understand everything that you're doing. So you get that negative feedback and like, what are you doing anyways? Or how's your little business going? And how's your little book? And how, like, what? Excuse me,
yeah,
I'm doing a
yeah,
damn good job, by the way.
yeah. And it's just like that immediate belittling of what you're
Hmm.
doing, and sort of realizing that that's coming from a place of them being unhappy and insecure
Yes,
and not necessarily like a reflection of what we're doing. And that's
exactly.
hard
Exactly.
to remember sometimes.
Hmm. Just like I think that you just hit the nail on the head. It is a place that they're in, not a space where you are, because you've been there, did that. Like you're moving on. You found your path. You found your passion. You're taking a chance. You're doing something that a lot of people don't do, and that's stepping outside of their comfort zone. And people will watch, and people will hate, and people will talk. What I found is that you get out there and do it, people are gonna talk about you. You don't do it, people are going to talk about you. So you
Right.
might as well get your butt up and just do it
Yeah.
and understand that not everybody's for you and not everybody's going to like what you do. But there's going to be that group of supporters that no matter what you do, they're going to be like right there cheering you on. And that's really like all you need is just like your little core group of people, your little tiny circle. Mine is a tiny circle that I know I can lean on no matter what. And if I do have moments of doubt, that could be like, girl, get back. Okay. You're done. Okay. Now you need to get back out there and do it. But just really understanding the place of where you are and not let it take you back. I refuse to go back. Like I refuse to be back in that, Jesus, maybe almost 10 years now, that was just filled with fear and doubt and people judging all the time. I refused to be there. I was there already. It wasn't very nice. I didn't like it, and it almost destroyed me. So here I am now. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And that's literally just how I roll with it.
Yeah. I mean, I love that sentiment because it's, definitely a lesson that I've been learning. I am
Mhm.
still learning, but I do have a really great core group of friends and who really do support. We support each other in just
Yeah.
in everything that we do, and really try and elevate one another, and just create better things together. And I think that's important. It's also very difficult to find, or
Mhm.
to find. Um,
Mhm.
but whoever that might be, I think that's really important to find those people that do that for you. Because I don't know, I've heard a lot of between different coaching and sort of self-help and all of those things.
Mhm.
It really is about the people that you're around, and how that will determine the position that you're in.
Yep.
If you're around people who are always negative, who don't want to do things, or just sort of, or talking about other people, whatever that is, it's going to keep you really stagnant. So, I guess that could be another challenge, is just to find the people that have the same values, have the same passions, or, not necessarily the same passion, but a passion for something,
Mhm.
um, that they want to do things and grow, and then sort of leave some of the negativity behind, even if it was maybe a friendship, or, someone that was in my life that I'm just going to leave them over here.
Mhm.
Doesn't need to be dramatic, but
Nope.
I'm not going to engage as much. That can be a difficult thing to do
Yep.
as
And that's called growth.
yeah.
That's that part of growth that stings a little bit, because we're always talking about we want to grow, we want to get better, we want to elevate. And then once you start hitting that rhythm of growth, you start finding that people start falling off, and that's very difficult. And you're understanding your headspace of where you are in your journey of growth. And those that you're leaving behind are like, you think you're better than me. You think you're blah, blah, blah. You, and it's like, not really. I'm just, I would love you to come with me. Come on.
Right.
But, I have to keep going. Like, I can't slow down to pick you up. You got to come on, because this is where we're at. And so that's that part of growth that is so difficult, but it's so important that we get there, because your circle, your tribe, your environment, all that matters. All of
Yeah.
that matters. You cannot get to where you're trying to get to if you do not have the right environment and the right people supporting you, because it really makes a difference. If they're always draining from you, you're not going to have nothing at all to even pour into yourself, because they're always taking, taking, taking. So it's very important that you find those core people that pour into you. You guys pour into each other, you motivate each other, you listen to each other vent, and just get it all out. Like, all those things I think matter on all the different type of rediscovery journeys that we're definitely in.
Yeah, I would agree. And that just sort of made me think of, another sort of teaching that I'm trying to instill in my daughter, is that support system.
Mhm.
Because at age 7 and 8, it already starts. You already see the drama between the kids, and
Mhm.
the negativity, and the put downs, or the remarks, making fun of,
Mhm.
leaving out, like whatever that is, that just I know gets worse as they get older. But I want her to see, so I really enjoy when I take her out with my friends, because I want her to see what good friendships are, and what good female relationships can be,
Mhm.
and that you might be sort of stuck right now. I mean, these are the kids that you're going to be around. And I had the same experience when I was younger. I laugh all the time, because I'm like, man, this is what my mom was going through. Like, this is what she was saying to me. But, you know, at some point she's going to have the choice to make better friends, or keep the friends, or they'll evolve, because kids are kids. I know that is not a great saying, but sometimes it's true. And even those bratty kids will grow up and grow out of that. But if they don't, then she can move on and she
Yep.
can find her tribe. So I like for her to see what that looks like, with my gals.
Yeah. Again, leading by example.
Yeah.
You're doing it. You're doing it. It's so important that they see that. And I always tell my daughter to just be a leader. Like, be a leader. Don't do what they do. I mean, I know they're going to make mistakes, but still instill, like, you're a leader. You're the leader. Like, take charge. And sometimes she's like, I started this club today and I did this. I'm like, yeah, good job. Just be a leader. You don't have to do what everybody else does. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You don't have, you have a voice. And I think it's very important that we teach them that they have a voice and to use their voice.
Mhm.
So important. So I want to get into your beauty education and all that you do. Okay, because I want to talk about skincare. I want to switch roles for a little bit. I want to talk a little business.
Let's do it.
Okay, but I want to know, okay, give me some tips. So let's start with the face.
Okay.
What are your 5? Is that too many tips? No, give me 5 top tips for like the best skin ever.
Okay. All right. No pressure. All right.
No pressure, no pressure.
Okay. So, all right, just again, off the top of my head, I think number one tip is just to create a healthy skin is getting a really just easy core foundation. So a good cleanser, a good moisturizer, and a sunscreen.
Okay.
And that you need a good cleanser that's not going to dry your skin or strip it. You want a moisturizer that is going to have, most moisturizers are pretty decent. They have ingredients that are going to give you that hydration. There's ingredients that sort of, and now you're going to get my education, that sort of mimic the skin's natural components. So it's when you look at like ceramides, hyaluronic acid, essential fatty acids, those are all things that when they're in a moisturizer, it's really going to create that healthy skin. Of course, sunscreen. I mean, everybody should be using sunscreen.
Mhm.
And it isn't just a preventative tool. It's really a skincare tool. So you have to use that for your skin to look healthy and radiant. So healthy skin, basic routine. I think another one would be to, don't overdo it. So when you're
Mhm.
looking at any type of active serum, and I think this is really easy to do for people because you're looking on social media and you're kind of people are looking at like, ooh, that new trend or ooh, that new
Yep.
trend. Just bring it down. Just bring it down. Choose something that you really want to work on, whatever that might be. Like if you have acneic skin or if you have you're concerned with some discoloration, just choose something that will address that one thing and just
Mm.
choose 1 or 2 products. I know, again, that's difficult to do at times because you have so much coming at you. But if you're doing your own research, look for experts who, you know, find out what their background is. Where are they coming from? Are they just an influencer? Do they have knowledge of the skin and ingredients and all these things? But find the experts that you trust, and whether that's on social media or whether that's in person,
Mhm.
uh, to help guide you in ingredients that you can look for in a product. But keep it simple. I just think that some people are really overdoing it and actually doing a lot of damage to their skin.
Yeah.
You want to, I mean, the other thing that I just think is important is to not be hard on yourself. Uh,
Mm.
I know that that's and one thing that I really love about what I do is I really want to give my guests, or whether you're following me on social media, I want to empower you to take control of your skincare and achieve your goals.
Mhm.
I'm here to help, to support, to coach, however you want to think of that. But you have the power to do that for yourself. And it's very easy to be hard on ourselves and look at ourselves in the mirror and, pick at everything that you see on your skin. But
Mhm.
just remember that we're all in the same boat. We all can look at ourselves and see things that we don't love, but that's reality and that's we all have pores, we all have texture, we all
Mhm.
have fine lines and wrinkles, it's going to
Yep.
happen. So just embrace, and I think just create a healthy skin that will keep you radiant, but take it easy on yourself. And however you have to do that is, taking the time to do a self-care ritual at home,
Mhm.
take the time to do that routine. It doesn't have to take a long time, but
Mhm.
take the 5 minutes at night to just take it to yourself, cleanse your skin, give yourself a little massage, you know, take it off, put on a serum, put on a moisturizer, you're done.
Yep.
Just take that time. If you can go get a service, great. Go get a facial, go see an expert, let them guide you into, the goals that you have, how to do that. I just posted a photo actually on my Instagram, which is Sara Botta Skin.
Yeah.
So I just posted a guest who from 2021 to now, so in that, 3-year different or
Years.
3 time span, her skin has completely transformed, but it really is mostly because of the home care that she's been using.
Mhm.
And she's had about 8 treatments in that 3-year period of time. So if you think about it, it's not really that many because a lot of
Mhm.
estheticians or, skin therapists will recommend, and we do recommend that you come every month, to achieve certain goals. But I also want people to understand that that can be very overwhelming and that's not really necessarily going to be doable for everyone.
Right.
So even if you can get a pretty good expert opinion, and again, whether that's going to be on social media, finding someone that you trust, or if you can make that trip in to see an esthetician, a dermatologist, whoever it is, that can get you on that home care journey,
Mhm.
you can make great changes in your skin, with minimal treatments. I know I'm kind of like stabbing myself in the foot or something. Like, it's sort of like, wait, don't you want people to come in? And of course I do.
Yes.
Being honest, I want skincare to be accessible for everyone. I
Mhm.
want everyone to feel beautiful in their skin at every age, and I want that to be something that they can do knowing, they don't have to spend a ton of money or you can build a budget around whatever results you want to get. And
Mhm.
it just means that you might have to take those 3 years,
Yeah.
to get your skin super healthy, but it's achievable, you know.
I love it.
That's sort
Yeah.
of like a rambling answer.
No, you're fine. I need all of that. I think it's so cool. So first I want to say, like, you know how many women you are impacting like on a daily basis? Like you're teaching women how to do like you're like maybe saying it's just, it's skincare. I just want everyone to, have good skin, but you're really building confidence in these women. Like you're teaching them how to, yes, come to see me, but I want you to know you can do it at home too. Like that's honesty right there. Like and I don't think that's necessarily like shooting yourself in the foot because you want people to come in. Like, I will come to you like every month because you're straight up honest. Like, I know you said I don't have to be here, but I'm going to be here just because I know that you're
Yeah.
honest. And so I think that's such a good practice. And I wish more people actually did that. It's like, hey, like, I am teaching you, I want you to come in to see me and I'm going to teach you and I'm going to take care of you and you're going to feel wonderful. But I also want you to know that you can keep this up at home and then also come into me and then still keep it up at home and you'll still get results. And so I just think that's awesome.
Thank
Let me tell you about my skin. Okay.
you.
I use Good Molecules. I started using them and I've been staying with them for a little bit, but it's not even that. They're really good. I love their stuff. But when I wear makeup, that's the problem. Okay. When I wear makeup, my nose is always oily. Do you
Okay.
know what I'm talking about? Like you put the makeup on and then it's like really good. And then you're no, what is that? What's that?
So without seeing your
I know,
skin,
I know.
thing, usually when there's that sort of imbalance
Yeah.
in the skin, so if you feel like you're getting really oily in one area, but maybe feel a little dry in other areas, or if you're getting flaky in some areas, but you're still shiny in some areas,
Mhm.
Um, that is typically a little bit of an indicator that your skin barrier is compromised. It might
Mm.
be, do you ever feel that you have sensitivity in your skin, or do you feel, you get any like,
No, it's just, well, I don't know. It's just this area. Like this will be shiny. Like, but then if I have dryness, it'll be like the side of the nostril. That's it.
yeah, and I mean, okay, so, definitely some of this is going to be genetics and,
Ooh.
you know, but you can, I mean, I'm more than happy to, talk about your routine a little bit more closely, like,
Yeah.
and see, if I can find some things that might balance your skin a little bit more. There's also serums that help to regulate sebum production.
Mm,
And, something like that could really help to even that out for you as well.
see, what I
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I love skincare. I noticed in my daughter with her skin, she has the discoloration
Okay.
on her cheeks. I have no idea where that comes from. I'm like, girl, I have no idea. I have bought some discoloration serum like for her face, but I
Yeah.
don't know what that like where that even comes because I don't have the spots or anything. So I don't know.
And she never had breakouts or anything.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of really good, gentle, radiance giving serums out there that aren't going to damage the skin. That's another sort of hot topic is, teen and tween skincare.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's absolutely fantastic that teens and tweens are getting into skincare and excited about skincare. And it's just about us guiding them, into
Mm-hmm.
the proper directions so that they know, they can understand that you only need certain things. And as you progress into different age brackets, then you add in all those extra things. But if they do have a skin concern, whether it's acne or, some discoloration, there's plenty of ingredients and things that are safe for all skin. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, I definitely don't like to poo-poo them or just say, this is, you're too young for that. You don't
Yeah.
need that. Let's talk about it. Let's foster that excitement for the industry and, whether it's makeup or just skincare in general. But just again, giving them the tools that when they look at all these TikTok things, they know
Mm-hmm.
they can decipher a little bit better of what's good advice or, what's necessary. But I mean, I always say this too, and I mean, another top tip is just it should be fun. Skincare and self-care should be fun. It shouldn't be stressful. It shouldn't be overwhelming. It should just be like, okay, like, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to try out a couple products. That's unfortunately, with skincare, it is a trial and error thing.
Mm-hmm.
There's no set in stone. This is the routine that's going to save your skin, and it can be costly. So I understand that is a big, factor to think about,
Yeah.
which is why too, I think there's plenty of brands at every price range
Mm-hmm.
to play around and have fun with it and try different things and find what actually is going to work for you. Just don't do it all at one time. So you're not
Yeah.
using
Spread it
everything at
out.
once. But
Spread it out for sure. I think it's I just think it's awesome just thinking of when you were saying like, embracing being a teen and tween and like skincare and talk. I don't remember anyone talking about this when I was younger. Like I don't remember it being ever fun. I remember like, oh my God, I'm breaking out. What do I do? And like that's it. Like it was not fun. My mom was just like, okay, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. And it's just
right.
such a different time now where we can be excited and educate and talk about skincare and self-care and loving who you are and taking care. Like it's just such a different time. And I just think it's so beautiful. And it all goes into that empowerment and being who you are. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah. It really is. It really is for all the negative things that people have to say about the world we live in right now and social media and all the things that you could focus on very easily. I think it's wonderful to focus on all of those really exciting, beautiful things that we have, we were able to connect and,
Mhm.
connect with so many people and have, if you don't have a support group immediately next to you, you can find those people out there that have very similar beliefs and, find that support
Mm-hmm.
now.
If you don't. So I wanted to ask you if you could just give one piece of advice to the struggling mom out there, what advice would you give her as to how to find her voice?
Mm. I think that I would say that you need to find something in your day. Just, I'm not even going to say you need to find your passion or you need to find, the career for you or you need to find the friends or whatever it is. I think it needs to be small and I think it needs to be something that you can consider a win or like something that you can be sort of excited about or feel
Mhm.
good about each day. If you're struggling to if you're just feeling like you've lost yourself, within this motherhood journey, or you're just really overwhelmed, that, like I said, it can be something as small as just take that 5 minutes at night, do that skincare, or pick up a book or find that podcast that you enjoy, take a walk. And those are the times when you'll have the space to breathe and think about, finding maybe that bigger picture of rediscovery.
Mhm.
Because I don't want people to feel that it's an easier said than done situation, or, well, they're in a different situation than me. I don't have, this support, or I don't have a passion, or I don't, whatever. It doesn't need to be any of that. It just has to be a time when you can take care of yourself. Remember that you are important. And the better that you take care of yourself, the better that you're going to be for everybody around you.
Mhm. That's it. That's it.
Hopefully that's something
Like, that's
that,
it. If the better you are, like, you have to take care of yourself in order to be what you need to be for everyone else. That's like the number one lesson that was like my aha moment. Like, oh my God, I have to heal. I have to put in the work for me, or I'm not going to be what my kids need, 5, 10, 15 years down the road. So I think that's beautiful advice.
thank you.
Absolutely.
That helps, somebody out there, because
Oh, yeah.
we definitely all struggle. And I think that's something that we can sort of commiserate in together, not
Mhm.
not in a negative way, but just to understand that you're not alone in all of those feelings that you've been having. I mean, no matter how small. I'll just give one sort of last kind of story about that was like sort of an aha moment, and it was something so little. But I remember listening again to a podcast, I forget who it was at this point, and she was talking about, playing with her kids,
Mhm.
and that she didn't like playing with her kids. And she was like, I hate like physically playing, like
Mhm.
Barbies or something.
Right.
At the time, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's saying that. Like, that's so mean. That's so horrible.
Mhm.
And then now, years down the line, I understand that feeling. And it might sound horrible, but I don't necessarily, of course, I don't hate playing with my daughter. But sometimes when she's literally asking me to play, and she'll like, I'll never let her hear this part. But, you know, it's like sometimes you just get drained by
Mhm.
physically having to like come up with like a story, or, in her case, she tells me to do the same thing all the time and I can never change it. Um, but, I just it made me just realize that I felt so bad about and still obviously can feel bad about feeling that way,
Mhm.
times when I'm just like, "Oh, I just don't wanna play." But it helped me to know that, oh, somebody else feels that way too.
Yeah.
It's just something so little, but every
Mhm.
feeling that we have of guilt about something, somebody else is feeling the same exact way. So,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. And that's why I encourage like sharing, like, share. I know not everyone wants to share their story, and you have to be in a certain place in your journey to be able to share your story. But there's power in sharing your story because when you do, there's at least one person that's going to connect to you. And you may have helped them just by sharing that, like everything that we feel as moms in women and all the other many titles that we have are valid. I don't care. They are valid. If we feel that way, it is valid feeling and it needs to be heard. And so I just think it's so important. And I understand what it's like too. Like, mommy, do you want to play? I'll be like, no,
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't want to, but okay, come on.
I mean, like, obviously I do it and like I want to spend all the time in the world with her. I mean,
Yeah.
I will color, I will play a game, I will go do any activity. So as you mentioned, I mean, we have our family blog is called The Busy Bottas, and that's
Mhm.
something that we do together that I bring her in on, my husband and I love doing that as a family, just kind of documenting our adventures because we always feel like we're always busy, we're always on the go. And we're
Mhm.
always doing something, and sometimes we do kind of fun, different things. But it's also, we used to do some toy reviews, and we'll still do that here and there. But, I have so many things that I will gladly always do. I'm always there for her,
Mhm.
and I will do those things that I also don't want to do. But, sometimes it's just,
And
you
that's
know,
okay.
and that's okay.
Yeah. And that's the important part. It's like I feel like that sometimes, and that's okay to
Yeah.
feel like it's okay. It doesn't make me any less of a mom. It doesn't make me any less of anything. Like my feeling is valid and like that's okay. You're still a great mom.
It's, yeah. Yep. I'm going to take that and I'm going to accept it.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Can you tell everyone where they can find you on social media? And if you have any offers or anything going on right now?
So on social media, Instagram, Facebook, I am on TikTok. I just don't really go on there as much.
I know.
But
So hard.
I know, that's the other thing. It's like you get spread a little bit thin when you're doing all this stuff, but
Mhm.
it's part of things I want to do. So for everything skincare, and again, if you are in the South Jersey, Philadelphia area, you can book an appointment with me at Riziri in Washington Township. That's where I work. But you can book through my social media at Sara Botta Skin. That's
Mhm.
Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And also my website is sarabottaskin.com. And there I have recommendations, links for things that I love, and articles that I've written and contributed to, blog, all the things. And you can book appointments through there. Also for skin consultations. If you aren't in my area, I'm more than happy to guide you along in a skin journey for your home. And for our family fun
Mhm.
adventures, we have the Busy Bottas on Instagram and YouTube and Facebook. And I do have right now, I'm in the process of working on something really exciting that I'm very much looking forward to presenting to the world. And I want to actually talk to you about this after this, maybe.
Okay.
But it's not quite ready yet. But just keep an eye out if you are interested in that skincare journey for yourself. But all of that information will come out on my website and social media as well.
Yay! So y'all better get out there, follow, share, like all the things. And I
Please.
will have everything linked in the show notes so you won't have to worry about overthinking. You can just click it right there and do what you got to do.
Fantastic.
Sara, I want to thank you so much for being a part of the Beauty in You podcast, for being a part of my journey and just sharing a little bit of your heart with myself and my audience. You have been amazing.
Oh, thank you again so much. I'm really happy to have you in my online tribe.
Yay.
And again for the opportunity. It's been really fun.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, you guys. Well, until next time.
Thank you for joining us on this week's episode of the Beauty in You podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Visit us at thechiquitamac.com or join us on Instagram at thechiquitamac for your daily motivation and inspiration. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Until next time.